having a much better day than I am. You're probably wondering why you haven't seen my face in your subscription feeds, and that is because I've been really sick over the past few days. I've just run myself completely dry, out of gas, not feeling very good at all. Today's video I thought that I should film because I'm on the tail end of my sickness, and I thought that it would be really helpful to show you guys some stuff that I do when I'm sick to make myself feel better, as well as a makeup tutorial for when you have to go to work when you're sick or you have an event to go to when you're sick and putting on makeup is the last thing you want to do, but you really need to go and do it. I wanted to come up with a really simple and fast look using minimal products to make yourself feel more human again. So if you think that that could work for you, or if you are currently sick or you do get sick, this is hopefully something that will help you out. And at the end of the video, I wanted to show you guys some of my favorite products for when I'm sick and just different ideas of what you can do to make it a little bit better than sitting on the couch and hating life. So anyways, please excuse my nasally voice and let's jump into this video. First and foremost, a tip that I would have when you are sick and you wake up in the morning and you feel like an absolute bum, get in the shower. Even if you're not going out that day, don't wallow in your own filth. You will feel so much better if you just hop in the shower and wash your hair and don't feel like a complete grub. So I have done that. My hair is still quite damp, and what I'm going to do is braid my hair into 2 separate braids. This is an easy hairstyle. I do this all the time. You guys have seen in several of my videos that I have wavy hair. This is how I do it. So it's like the lazy man way to get an actual decent hairdo. So while your hair is damp, do a braid or a Dutch braid or whatever the heck it's called, where you do an inverse braid. Just braid your hair. So I usually braid and leave a little bit at the bottom, and then I tie the elastic right at the very base of my hair. And I leave a little tiny bit at the bottom just so that I can loosen the braid, and it gives a little bit of room to loosen it. And the more you loosen it, the wider your waves will be. The tighter your braid is, the tighter the waves will be. So once your hair is braided, you're going to start on your base, and I like to have more of a dewy finish when I'm sick because usually your skin will be pale and dried out. I purposely put on self-tanner when I'm sick so that I don't look absolutely pale and disgusting, but I'll get into that a little bit later. What I like to use to have a glowy base is I'll use a primer that is like a light infusing primer. This one is L'Oreal's Magic Lumi. This one is really nice to give you a bit of a little glow. Everybody needs a little glow when they're sick. Next, I don't like my skin to be too covered because lots of the time your skin can be really dull when you're sick, and putting on a really heavy layer of foundation just isn't going to sit right. It won't really look right on your skin. You can totally do whatever you want, but personally I like to use a BB cream. This one is the Elizabeth Arden New York one, and it is in shade number 2. Once I've done a first layer, I just take whatever's left and I pretty much spot treat. So wherever I have a little bit more redness, like around my nose or on any acne, I just try and spot treat that there. If you have a watery nose or if you're blowing your nose often, I really would recommend bringing your BB cream wherever you go just to touch up. There's nothing worse than blowing your nose and wiping off any of your makeup around that area and having that be all red and irritated again. So I would definitely bring along your BB cream and whatever powder you end up setting it with. I'm then going to use a concealer, and I'm using the Makeup Store Trio. I've been really liking this lately. I like it because it has a salmon color in it as well as a lighter color, and I can kind of mix them together to get rid of my under eye circles. So this is definitely a step that's going to make you seem less daggy and a little bit more awake. Don't forget to get your inner corners because this area will really need brightening up, especially when you're sick. You can definitely see the difference that it does make to do this step, so I really would recommend using a good concealer. Next, I'm going to set underneath my eyes and my T-zone in place using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. You can use basically any type of pressed powder or translucent powder to do this. By translucent, I meant loose powder. I'm just going to dab it on top and brush it outwards. I am using a powder with a bit of color to it to give me a little bit more coverage. Next, I'm going to add some color to my cheeks, and that is such an important step. Do not skip your blush when you are sick. It really adds a lot of life back into your face, and especially after you've used something to neutralize the color, you do need something to kind of give you a little bit of pop back into your look. And I personally like using a stain or some kind of a cream product. Today I'm going to be using the Benetint Lolly Tint. And the way I like to use this product is to dab it onto my fingers like so, and then rub it between my fingers and then put it onto my cheeks. And then you can just choose how much you want to put on. Basically build your color. Next up is brows, and you can go pretty much as buck wild as you want on your brows. Some people are really pedantic about wanting their brows to be absolutely perfect. Personally, I don't really mind if I put just a little bit of a brow tint, like Gimme Brow, onto my brows, so that's what I'll be doing today. The nice thing about Gimme Brow is that it kind of adds a little bit of fiber to your brow, giving you a little bit of length where you need it. So for myself, my brow dips right through there. So to brush up the hairs right there, and it adds a little bit of fiber, it works really, really well, and I don't actually have to fill my brushes or my brows in completely. Now for eye makeup, it's totally up to you. What I'm going to show you is something that is super simple and easy and quick to recreate, and it's going to make your eyes look a little bit more brightened and awake, especially if your eyes are red or swollen or upset from being sick. So the first product that I'm going to be using is the Rimmel London Scandalized Pencil in Bulletproof Beige. And these do set really quickly, so you do have to work a little bit quicker with them. But basically I'm going to just rub that all over my eyelid, stopping at the crease and bringing it into the inner corner, and then using my finger to just smudge it out while the product is still workable. And I'm going to come back after I do the other eye and do another layer on top of that. Next, I want to add a little bit of depth to my eyes, so what I'm going to do is take this Chi Chi color in I'm Every Woman. It's just a kind of medium warmish brown onto a big fluffy blending brush. Pick up a little bit of color, not too much, and just put it in my crease. There's no particular placement, just slap it in your crease, give it a little bit of depth. And you're good to go. Using Morning Light on my pinky finger, I'm just going to be applying that on my inner corner and brow bone. Next step is curling your lashes, and do not skip this step. If you have really curly lashes, I guess you could skip this step, but regular people with regular lashes, don't skip this step. It really, really opens your eyes up, and you need all the help you can get with making your eyes look awake. There, can you notice this side versus this side? Hopefully. Alright, then apply a coat of your favorite mascara. I'm using the Jordana's Best Lash Extreme today. It's a new tube, so I'm really excited. The first noise. Sorry, I get really obsessed over weird things. When I'm sick, I don't actually do my bottom lashes. All I do is stick the wand in the corner of my eye and kind of bounce it up and down on these little outer ones. I'm not exactly sure why I do that, but I think it just looks a lot better and keeps your eyes really, really wide open. Usually I'm a stickler for always applying it on my bottom lashes, but yeah, for some reason I never do when I'm sick. I don't bother using a black on my top waterline, but I do like using a lighter color on my bottom waterline. And again, this really opens your eyes up and brightens them. So I'm going to be using the color Vanilla from the makeup store. This is kind of a pale, light yellowy color. I also like using Max Fascinating and, what is it, Stila, what color is this? Stila Kajal in Topaz, this one. Either or, something really light that'll brighten your eyes. To finish things off, I like to use a lip color with a slight pinky coral tone. I feel like it just makes your skin look a little bit brighter and better. So I'm using Crown Cream from the makeup store, and it looks like this. To lock everything in place, I recommend using a makeup setting spray, and I will be using one from Scandinavia. So now all there's left to do is just wait for your hair to dry, and then you can take it out of the braids and mess it up. But I will show you when my hair is actually completely dried. So while I am waiting, I wanted to show you a couple of the products that I like to use when I'm sick to either pamper myself or make me feel a little bit better. So first things first, when I'm sick, I am a little sook. And for those of you who don't know what a sook is, it is someone that is kind of like a wussy, needy baby. Somebody that just likes to be taken care of, I guess. So it is really nice to have a little friend when you are sick. My little friend is my little puppy. And Lola likes to keep me company on the couch. She is perfect because she's a warm little hot water bottle for me. And you like sleeping with mommy, don't you? Yes, you do. Can you not lick my lipstick? Thanks. But yeah, she likes to stay on my lap when I'm sick, so I like to keep either a pet or I have a stuffed animal that I like to have when I'm sick because it comforts me. Something that is comforting to you, try and keep it close, because as lame as that sounds, it does make you feel better to not be alone. The next thing that's going to help you feel better is drinking a lot of liquid. And I know you've probably heard this from your mom, your doctor, everybody. Honestly, do it. Flush out whatever's in your system. You can pretty much not drink too much water when you're sick. Actually, that's a lie. There's been people that have like totally died from water consumption. But honestly, the 8 glasses a day does help you out, and drinking tea and things like that also helps. So I like to drink tea in my cat cups. I collect cat cups, for those of you who don't know, and this is one of my pride and joys. I wanted to show you a couple of the teas that I like to drink. I really enjoy this one from Madam Flavor. It's a green jasmine and pear tea. It's really yummy, and I like green tea, so this one's a good one. And I also love teas from T2, and this one is China Rose. This is a really yummy flavor. So both of these are really, really great. I also like to drink a sleep tight tea at night. And a sleep tea is just something that's going to help you fall asleep easier. And when you're sick, you probably have experienced this, and it might be a little bit harder for you to initially go to sleep. So I like this one from T2. I also have a couple other brands, but I find that I like this one the best. It's not like a sleeping pill or anything, so don't worry. It just has like natural herbs that encourage sleepiness, if that makes any sense. Also, when you are sleeping and you have a really snotty, gross nose, try sleeping sitting up. I know it totally might suck, you might absolutely hate it, but the next morning you'll feel so much better because you'll actually be able to breathe rather than all of the snot and stuff collecting while your head is flat and sideways on the pillow. Usually I take a really big body pillow and shove it behind me with another pillow behind my head, and I sleep at like a 45-degree angle, and it helps so much. Next tip, cover your mouth. Please don't get anybody else sick. I'm sick because my brother got me sick. I haven't been sick in about 8 or 9 months, and the moment that my brother comes and lives with me for a little while and he gets sick and brings the sickness into the house, I got sick. So please do everyone a favor and try and contain your sickness. A really good thing to do is buy like sanitizing wipes. I don't know what a brand is, but like, you know, like hand wipes, kind of like face wipes, but like house wipes that are sanitizing that kill bacteria and germs. Get a can of those and literally wipe down every surface that you touch. Wipe down doorknobs, wipe down like the taps on sinks, wipe down basically anything, controllers, remotes, your phone, things like that. It'll really help with the spread of germs and hopefully contain them so that the rest of your family... My camera battery died. I'm back. What was I saying? Don't get your family or roommate sick. Be polite and contain your germs. The next thing that I wanted to show you were things that I like to take when I'm sick as well as when I'm healthy to try and prevent sickness. Unfortunately, that's not always possible, but it is something that's definitely going to be very good for you. And what that is these Body Science, what are they actually even called? Immugreens Vegan Superfood and Immureds Vegan Antioxidant. So basically it's like antioxidant powder and superfood green powder, and you'll probably understand when I open it up why it's good for you, because it is bright freaking green. So things that are dark and leafy greens, things like kale or spinach or Swiss chard or any of that kind of stuff is so good for your body just in general, let alone when you're sick. So I always try and have these kind of things either on their own or in smoothies. And the nice ones with the Body Science ones is that they actually taste pretty damn good. I think the green one tastes like pineapple and the red one tastes like berry. But yeah, the red one is obviously red on the inside, and yeah, it's just really, really good. I also take vitamins on a regular basis, but I do like to up my consumption of vitamin C as well as my consumption of garlic, because garlic really does help with your immune system for whatever unknown reason. I also, when I feel like I'm getting sick, like to take oil of oregano. And a lot of you are probably like, what the hell is that? And a lot of you are probably like, oh my god, that's so disgusting. It is an oil of oregano, duh, but it kind of tastes like gasoline. Like, it tastes awful, I'm not gonna lie. This stuff is absolutely brutal, but it will 100% help your immune system. So if I get a sore throat and I feel a sore throat coming on, or I feel a cold coming on, I put a couple of drops of this underneath my tongue and I let it sit in for, 15 seconds or so, and then I throw it back with water. And generally this will stop it right in its tracks. It helps so much. So I would say out of anything, this is my super product for trying to get better fast. I definitely would recommend you checking this out and talking to, I don't know who the hell you talk to, somebody at a health food store about this stuff, because it is really helpful. I also find to be really helpful nasal sprays. And I don't mean like your regular drugstore chemist pumped full of chemicals, bad like sprays. I don't like those at all. I don't really think that they work all that well. I just think that they just kind of prolong your sickness, but whatever. I like to use the one from the health food store. It is from the brand Now, and it's basically like a hyped up sea salt spray. And it helps your nasal passages so much, especially for colds and sore throats and anything along those lines. This stuff is like the best. I take it with me when I travel all the time because it really does help ward off sickness. As you probably have guessed, your nose is connected with your throat, and so anything that's going into your nose is going to affect your throat. I'm getting so tired from talking, so please excuse me, guys. But this saline spray has sea salt, essential oils, and a little bit of peppermint, thyme oil, eucalyptus oil, and other type things. I like to use it right before bed as well as in the morning, and it just really helps clean everything out. So yeah, I love using this, and I totally recommend trying to find some kind of activated nasal spray. Really helps. These two products, out of anything, go and get these. They'll help you so much. If you're sick and you have to talk a lot, like say you're at work and you're needing to do a presentation, or like me, you're needing to talk a lot in a video, I like to use a lozenge, and I like to use something like Fisherman's Friends because they are sugar-free. And basically, if you have a sore throat or you're sick, sugar is just going to feed the bacteria. So using something like Halls or Strepsils or something that is basically a sugar-based little suck hard candy, it's just going to feel good for the first 10 minutes, and then it's going to make matters worse. So even though they are a little bit medicated, the sugar in them is probably going to be your downfall long term. So I like to use these. It kind of just lubricates your throat and makes your throat feel a little bit better. Zinc tabs also work as well. So like anything that's like a zinc-based thing, if that makes sense. Are you following? I hope you are. Another couple products that I wanted to show you, but I left until the end just because they're not needed at all, but it's some things that I like to do to make myself feel better. When I feel like I'm getting sick and I know that I'm going to be either down and out on the couch for the next couple of days and I won't really feel like shaving or exfoliating, I kind of like to get it done right away when I first start feeling sick, because having nice feeling skin, I don't know, it feels nice. It's just nice to feel like you're clean and you're soft, and that's nice. So what I like to do is scrub with a body scrub, and I've been loving Frank lately. If you guys haven't been introduced to Frank, this is Frank. He is amazing. You need to go find him. It is basically like a coffee-based scrub. It is like ground coffee grinds. I don't know if you guys have seen this on Instagram or anything, but go and check it out. It smells amazing, and it's packed full of essential oils, so it keeps your skin really supple and totally nice. And I'll also use the Hello Hair Mask when I'm in the shower, and I really like this. I've used it probably 5 or 6 times now. It just makes your hair feel so nice and strong, and it looks shiny, and it just feels really good. It's a blend of a bunch of oils, so you should definitely check this out if you haven't already. Now this next thing, so many of you are going to be like, why are you doing this? You're sick, you're staying inside, you're absolutely crazy for doing this. But I like to do it because it makes me feel better, and I guess that's all that really matters in the end. I like to apply a tan. Yeah, it is extra effort, but if you do have to go out, it at least gives you a bit of a head start into looking a little bit healthier. To be honest, the only reason why I started doing this is because I did it once and I came downstairs and I felt like absolute crap, and Glenn looked at me and went, "Oh, you actually look like you're not sick anymore. Are you feeling okay?" And I'm like, I feel like a piece of crap, but I have a tan and it looks and mimics like you are healthy and like you're looking better. So I've been using tan when I'm sick ever since, and like I said, since I'm sitting on the couch in a onesie anyway, why not slap on fake tan for a couple hours? I'm not really doing anything anyway, so I may as well. Is it time to finish the video? Is it time? Have I been talking too long? My throat's really dry. I think it's time to go back to the couch, isn't it? Well, that is all of my tips for feeling better. I'm just gonna now wait until my hair has air dried and show you the full look once my hair is air dried, and I will put on some actual clothes so you can see what I look like in human form. Okay, so I am back and my hair is dry, and I'm just gonna undo my braids. And just use your fingers to gently finger comb it out. You're just going to play around with it and tousle it until it looks the way you want. You can also add some kind of a texturizing spray. So I'll be using the Sea Air Mist texturizing salt spray. There was one more thing that I forgot to mention when I was talking about products. I also use, I think it's called a diffuser. I'm not exactly sure. Basically what it is a candle in the bottom that heats up like a bowl of water and drops of aromatherapy, and I usually put in eucalyptus or tea tree oil. And what that does is basically it just helps kill germs in the air, I guess, and it also smells really nice, and it's good to have fresh smelling air when you're sick. Even if you can't really smell, it's still good to kind of keep the germs at bay. So I use one of those, and I would definitely recommend checking out those. So this is the finished look for hair and makeup. I hope that you found this easy to follow, and especially for those of you who aren't feeling so well, I hope that this tutorial is useful for you. I think that is basically everything. I'm going to rest up and hopefully see you in the next couple of days with videos, and I love you, take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you really soon. Bye!